Good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening, at what time you are hearing this message. Good to have you all on the call. And I had to greet you in different times depending on when you are watching this. So at whatever time you're watching this, good day. I think that's even the best. Good day. So we're having an amazing session today. Amazing session. All right. And without wasting much time, I want us to dive into the discussion. We have our facilitator ready. And if you are ready, let's dive in. Carmen, it's over to you. Welcome on board, Carmen.
Hello, everyone, and good morning. And thank you for having me here today. As you know, well, my name is Carmen, and I'm an industrial engineer and also a senior psychology student. And I have also a master's degree in integrated management systems, but I am more focused on right now. What I really would like to do is, as a lifelong learner, I am more based on knowing and getting to know about our emotions and also our personality and, of course, psychology in general. But today I will share with you a fascinating world of emotional intelligence. This is something that is it's a kind of intelligence that many people don't know about. And even if it is being, let's say, promoted over the years, I guess that this is the kind of intelligence that we don't see at school, that we don't develop at school easily. And well, I hope that I can share something with you. It's not going to be very deep, but we're going to try to make it as enlightening as possible. Okay, so I will try to share my screen now. Okay, so can you see it? Can you see
See the
it?
screen. Yes. Yes, I can see
Yes.
it.
Yeah, the only thing that I have, okay, just a moment. Let me do something because as I am not co-host, I can see the difference. Okay, okay, just a moment, because as I am not co-host, I cannot see what you are seeing, and that makes me get a little bit confused. But well, let me see just a moment what I wanted to do.
Once I see your screen, I could just read what I'm seeing. So to be sure, I'm reading what you are projecting.
Yeah, just a moment. Let me see. Yes, okay, now great. Okay, good. So, as I said, welcome everyone to today's webinar on emotional intelligence. And I named this webinar Navigating Emotions, the path to becoming a better version of yourself, because I understand that this is a journey that we need to go through in order to explore and become a better person and a better version of ourselves. So what is up today's agenda? So you know that emotional intelligence is a critical skill that impacts everyday aspects of our lives. And so what we're going to see today is what is emotional intelligence. We're going to also explore how we can develop emotional intelligence and how can we apply it in our daily lives. And after that, we will have some conclusions. I hope that this webinar is enlightening for you because I prepared with so much love, and I just want I just want you to know that I hope that you can participate as much as possible today. We don't have a lot of questions, but then we will have a case study and other things and that I just love and I hope that you find interesting. Okay, so what are the goals of the session? The idea is that once you finish this webinar, you are able to articulate the significance of emotional intelligence and its impact on various aspects of our lives. Also, we hope that you're able to identify strategies for developing the key components of emotional intelligence, or EQ, as we put it here as a like a simile of the IQ. So this is EQ about emotional intelligence, and also feel inspired to incorporate emotional intelligence practices in your personal and professional interactions, leading to improved relationships, enhanced well-being, and greater success. So let's start by exploring the first part of today's webinar, that is understanding emotional intelligence. So I'd like to ask you, how confident are you with the term emotional intelligence? Well, as I am not, as I am not able to see, I cannot even access the chat. So I will need your help, Chris, on that. So if you can read the comments of the participants, I will appreciate it, because I don't have any access to
It's okay.
to
Okay.
Zoom.
All right, I'll do that. I'll do that.
Okay, so if anyone could tell me what's your understanding of emotional intelligence?
Yeah, Covenant, Kenny, Manasseh, anybody can talk. Anybody can talk. Just grab the mic, unmute yourself, and just respond to the question. Yes, anybody. In no particular order, please.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, some understanding of emotional intelligence is more of how best to relate to emotions.
Kenny, your voice is down. Can you
No, I
speak?
said my understanding of emotional intelligence is more of how best to relate to emotions.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
not sure.
so can you repeat, Chris, because I couldn't understand.
Yeah, I didn't either. Can you
Okay,
speak louder?
so I,
Are
I
you
said
on
that my
earpiece?
understanding.
Are you on
Well, you
earpiece?
can also type it in the chat if you want. It's not, so that we can
Can you hear me
read.
now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Yes.
Okay, so I said my understanding of emotional intelligence is more of how best to deal with your emotions, how best to respond to it.
Okay. The way we respond to our emotions, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Okay, yes, it has to do with that. Yeah, that is true. And anyone else who can tell me about emotional intelligence, what you understand that emotional intelligence is, or if you feel that you already know this concept, emotional intelligence?
Yes, I need response from Covenant. I need response from Pastor Anulu Akbo. I need response from Manasseh. Just tell us what's your understanding of the word emotional intelligence? What comes to your mind when you hear the word emotional intelligence? There are no right or wrong answers, okay? So just feel free. There are not right or wrong answers. We're just trying to interact. Yes, Covenant. David, you're welcome on board. And Manasseh, if you're there, if you can't talk, you can type it in the chat room. I'll read it in the chat room. Yes, please. Response. All right. While we wait for their response, I'm supposing they might be typing it. So while we wait for their response, you can just take.
I can go on, don't
Yes.
worry.
Yes.
Well, you know, emotional intelligence, I would say that is like a muscle because it is an ability. And a muscle, you know, that if you put it into practice, if you the more you exercise and the more you work on it, you will, the more you will develop it, right? You can build muscle if you practice it. So this is the same way with emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence could be a set of qualities and competencies that captures a broad collection of individual skills and dispositions, usually referred as soft skills, or also intrapersonal skills that are outside the traditional areas of a specific knowledge, general intelligence, or also technical or professional skills. I have to say that emotional intelligence, as I said before, it is an ability, and it is the ability to identify, use, and understand, and also manage our emotions in a positive way so that we can control for example, we can self-regulate upon stressful situations. Also, we can communicate effectively and empathize with others and overcome challenges, and of course, diffuse conflict. Emotional intelligence impacts many different aspects of our daily life, such as the way we behave and the way we interact with others. It has to do with our perspective, with the way we see life, and of course, it has to do with our experiences in life and how we have filtered those experiences and how they have transformed our reactions. I have to say also that emotional intelligence was developed, or was, let's say this term, was promoted by Daniel Goleman. I don't know if you have read the book Emotional Intelligence, which is a book that I have here that I highly recommend you read. And because this is the first book that Daniel Goleman released, and it is about how the IQ is not as important as the EQ or emotional intelligence. And he said that emotional intelligence is not about being perfect. It's about being aware and adapting. And it's the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions as well as those of others, and use this understanding to guide your behavior. There's another author and psychologist whose name is Salovey, and he also described emotional intelligence in a different way. And in fact, he was first than Daniel Goleman, but Daniel Goleman was the one who became more popular, to say that, to put it simply. So you can also think of, as we see here, that is the ability to recognize emotions in ourselves and others, and also manage and regulate those emotions effectively, communicate them and use them effectively, because it has to do with the fact, for example, if we're angry, we need to know how to express that anger. It's not that we just explode, you know, and because then the outcome is not going to be the one that we want. So we need to know how to intelligently use our emotions to our advantage. And well, and also you can use this understanding of emotions to better relate to other people, and also form healthier relationships and achieve greater success at work and lead a more fulfilling life. So Chris, has anyone answered to the question about emotional intelligence while I was talking?
Yes, I have a few responses. Let me read
Okay.
some of the responses I have here. I have Covenant. Covenant was the first person to respond. She says, emotional intelligence is the ability to manage one's emotions positively. Positively.
That's great.
Yeah. Then
Excellent.
I have another response from Pastor Anolua. He says, emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize and understand, manage and express emotions effectively, both in oneself and in others.
Wow. Fantastic. That's an excellent, and that is emotional intelligence. Well done. Yeah, great. So that is good that you all know what emotional intelligence is. So that is fantastic. And you know that Daniel Goleman also, he developed a framework that's called the emotional intelligence framework, talking about the 4 components that form emotional intelligence. And these are self-awareness, self-regulation, social awareness, and relationship management. These components form the foundation of our emotional intelligence, and they play a crucial role in our overall well-being and success. And well, there's one that we could add there that is about motivating yourself and or self-motivation, which is another component of emotional intelligence, that is our ability to keep ourselves motivated upon difficult situations, because we know exactly what we want, and we are determined and perseverant and resilient, right? So that is about self-motivation. That is, we could say that is one of the components that are also part of emotional intelligence, even though on the framework, on the original framework, is not listed. So let's break down each component. When it comes to self-awareness, we're talking about like emotional literacy, you know, being tuned with your own emotions and understand your strengths and weaknesses, and also recognize your emotions and the impact of your emotions through your or also, and also in our thoughts and our behaviors. So today I'm not going to go deeper in that, but in the next, well, maybe in the future, I can explain to you how our emotion and our thoughts are interconnected and how they impact the way we behave. And this is something that is key to have a good self-awareness. And also when it comes about emotional literacy, know exactly how we are feeling. This is something that is really important, because sometimes we feel uncomfortable, but we don't know exactly how we are feeling. We don't know if we are angry, or if we are sad, or if we are just stressed out, or if we are going through a difficult moment, and so we don't know exactly why we feel that, like we just feel uncomfortable, but we don't know why. But with self-awareness, if you develop a good self-awareness, you are able to understand why you're feeling this way, and also you are able to conduct an accurate self-assessment, that is to analyze yourself and see, how am I feeling and why am I feeling this way, and trying to listen to your body and listen to yourself, and try not to avoid difficult situations or negative feelings, but just try to face them and see what they are telling you. Okay, so in addition, we have what is self-regulation, that is the one that we develop, that once we are aware of our emotions, we are able to regulate them effectively through our thoughts. And this means, for example, that we will be able to manage our stress, also control impulses, and maintaining a level head even in challenging situations. We keep calm and try to understand and analyze things in a logical way so that our